back.
Down.
Welcome back, Tracy and William.
Absolutely. It's been a little while, everyone.
I know. I feel so bad. I missed last week. I felt terrible. Or, well, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no worries.
Ray and I held it down. No problem.
Absolutely.
That made it so much easier.
Yeah, you guys did a magnanimous job. Thank all of you for joining us for Season 2, Episode 10 of Retro Rewind. We have a few excellent guests to bring out here in just a moment. But to start with, Jeff and Miz Tracey, what have you guys been up to? It's been a while. Go ahead, Jeff. Or you, Miz Tracey.
Yeah, go ahead, Miz Tracey.
Okay, well, I've got something that's really exciting that happened. I was picked by the developers of 7 Days to Die to have my stream sponsored by them. So they advertised my stream, and they gave me 3 game keys to give away during the game or during the stream. And one of the devs rated me on Twitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was an amazing night. That was last Friday. Not like 2 days ago, but like a week ago Friday. And
I watched it. It was amazing. Your chat was on fire.
Yeah, chat was really killing us. I let chat get away with a lot that night because they spawned in zombies and stuff on us. And I gave them extra points. I tripled the points. So they had so many zombies. We died so much.
So how does that work? Your chat can just drop a zombie out of nowhere on you, or what?
Yeah, exactly. So they just if they have points, which you get just from chatting in chat, or you can spend bits and do subs to get more points, but you can get them for free too. And they can just do spawn zombie or spawn rad zombie, so that's a radiated zombie, or spawn bear, which I really hate because bears suck. Yeah, and you get a bunch of them doing it all at once, and we're just every 5 seconds there's a new zombie, and then we're fighting other zombies, and it's just crazy.
Wow. So the chat brings the chaos. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
They like to kill me, but they can also regen my health. They can give me gifts like loot and stuff. It's awesome.
That's amazing.
Ray, enjoy Legoland?
Absolutely. Going into the Legoland right now.
We got something for you, Ray. Show them that. So, Ray, you got to go and find this. Ray?
Well, all right, Ray. So this is just a sneak peek on what's to come, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. Ray, if you can happen to find the Lego Atari 2600, man, snatch it up.
$268 or something like that. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's only a little under $300. Snatch it up, Ray. I think it'll be fantastic for you and the family.
We'll talk more about it later.
Jeff, what have you been up to, sir?
Oh my God! Well, this morning my son and I went to a garage sale, and it said in the ad that the guy had video games, and so he had a whole list of all his stuff. But then we started digging through the box, and he had other things in there.
He found some goodies.
So I found some goodies. There is a YouTube short, TikTok, and Instagram reel coming out shortly on these, but that's what they are. And then
name them off.
Got one for the GameCube, so I'm going to do a video on that. That was today. And then earlier in the week, my son and I went on another road trip. Now, I haven't unbagged it yet.
Ooh,
but
we're getting
unboxing. See the logo. That is kind of a sneak peek of where we were. You can
that looks like a bunch of lines.
Logo. That's
part
where
of it.
We were. So when I do the unbagging, you guys will then see where we were.
When you do the unbagging.
But I have to go to Canadian Tire, William, and I gotta buy some butane first.
Hey, the butane.
Wait, what?
Is this flammable? What are we doing?
Oh no, I'm concerned.
And then I'm going to be doing some sketchy stuff. God.
Hey, well, if we hear Canada's burning down, we know who to blame. That's all I'm saying.
Give fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you're definitely on brand, Jeff. It's great to see you, man. You and Ray did do a great job last Sunday, man, or the last time we got together, and I appreciate it. I was sick. Miz Tracey was sick.
Ray's on the hunt for it now.
How are you feeling, Miz Tracey, after your small little surgery thing you had?
Not the greatest, but I'm up to this at least. I didn't want to miss another week. I felt so bad. It's been so long.
Right. Yeah. I didn't want to miss last time, but man, I could barely talk. I was getting hoarse and everything, man. But all right, Jeff, why don't you introduce our two fabulous guests, sir, and we'll bring them on out.
Beautiful. Our first guest has been on the show before. He needs no introduction. Mr. Adam Stone. Oh, maybe you don't know him.
It's kind
Maybe
of
nobody
true.
knows. Maybe nobody knows him as
No,
that.
my secret is out. I've got no chance. I was a spy for years, and you've blown my cover.
Oh no!
Now the
Isn't that
Russians
like
know, the Ukrainians are after me. Cheers, Jeffrey. How are you doing, guys?
Can tell me his real name because I'll blurt it out on a show.
Yeah, well, Rokk, Stone. I mean, you didn't have to be that bright to work it out, did you? But it's all down there.
Well, yeah, I figured it out just now.
Yeah.
Did you
Never
really?
figured that out.
Oh my god, dude!
Well, she didn't know my name,
and it
did she?
Immediately clicked. Oh, Rokk Stone. Got it.
Exactly. Guys, how are you? How's the retro crew?
Man, we're doing great, Rokk. I hope you're doing well, man. We haven't heard from you since you did your charity stream. How did all that go?
Amazing. I mean, everybody, Tracey was super generous. You guys were super generous. Our next guest was super generous. Yeah, it blew me away. I never expected. We got up to about 2,000 in the end, didn't we?
Wow.
It was just amazing.
It was fabulous.
For little old me in my tiny little chat and everything, in my little studio. So yeah, brilliant and a fantastic cause. But that was then. This is now. Now it's retro gaming stuff.
Absolutely, man. And you debuted a new show.
Yeah.
It was really fun, man.
Amazing
really fun.
guest. I had amazing first guest in the pilot. Oh, it was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but not the guest. It's the premise, I think, which is amazing. Get an old gamer and try to teach him some new tricks. It's amazing, man.
It was good. It was, yeah. I mean, Jeff could have taken it as well. It would have worked for Jeff. I mean, we're in the similar kind of houseboat in the whole pond of age, but whatever that means. But yeah, no, it was good. You taught me how to play a bit of Cyberpunk, which is good. I'm talking to someone for next week, which should be fun. So yeah, we'll look out for that. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome. All right, Jeff, bring out our next guest.
Our next guest, I'm going to pretend I don't know her real name. PurpleHaze. She's not in brand. She's not in purple, nor does have a purple background. She is off brand.
I got enough purple for the both of us. Don't worry.
I was thinking that, Miz Tracey. Definitely.
Well, thank you for joining us, PurpleHaze. How are you doing today?
Doing well. It's the weekend, so I'm doing for a weekend for me, I should say. So I'm excited.
Awesome. What have you been up to lately? I know you're a busy bee.
No, I just been doing. We have a new show with you, SVG and Jeff. So trying to catch up on writing and getting the games played for that, as well as just enjoying gaming at the moment. So that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. And I want to give you a shout out. You did extremely well on Centipede Recharged. That is an amazing game. If you could go ahead and tell everybody about a little bit about what you did. I know that certain people have one-upped it and all that stuff, but go ahead and explain what went down.
Yeah, so the recharge one I did, I think. So Centipede, y'all know what that is, Atari game, and the recharge is one life, but you have the power-ups. And so I had a pretty high score there. It's still solid, but as you said, people have one-upped it, and I was just happy to be part of the community and kind of nudge a couple of others, but now people have taken it way further. But yeah, thanks for calling that out. It was a few weeks back, but you definitely have one too, SPG. So
yeah, I mean, it's just a exciting time. There's not a lot of competitiveness in the Stadia community, and this game dropped. And they kind of just gave it to us, and it's very simplistic, but it drew me in, and it drew a lot of other people in, and fighting that leaderboard, man, is a lot of fun. Frustrating, but a lot of fun. And I just wanted to say great job on that, because it is a very tough game. It's complex.
Thank you for that. I was playing with my controller too. Others started figuring out to play with mouse and keyboard, but I continue to play with my controller. So
I'm the same. Every time I play PC, I have to use the controller. I just can't mouse and keyboard.
Me too. I have to use it. Well, PurpleHaze, this is the first time we've had you on Retro Rewind, so let's pretend nobody knows about you or your channel. Could you tell us a little bit about you and the content you make?
Yeah, so as you can tell, I'm a woman gamer, and the content I make two types of content. One is I do playthroughs for games that I generally like are kind of cutesy type of games, little nightmares, puzzle games, stuff like that. But recently I've been getting into Outriders. So yeah, I do that type of content. And then I also interview people. And two of you all have been on the show already, and both Rokk and SVG. And I hope to have the other two on the show here soon enough, and Miz Tracey and Jeff. But I do interviews with content creators, and I don't like to call them game developers because I think game developers get a lot of publicity. So I like to interview other game creators. So the writers, the level designers, musicians. So there is that coming. That's the next one coming up most likely. The other people that actually make part the game, what we love about the games, and just giving them a spotlight as well.
That's fantastic. And there's so much that goes into making a game, from like the early stages all the way to the end. I mean, it's a vast undertaking to say the least. But so what was your first gaming experience? What drew you into gaming?
Oh my gosh. So it actually was I don't know the name of the game, but it was a tank game, and it was on Atari, and all you would do is like go around with the turret and shoot things. That was actually my very first experience in gaming. And so now everybody's looking, but that was it. And I would play that with my dad. And then eventually Nintendo, I guess Nintendo was kind of out around the same it was kind of towards Atari's down time and Nintendo's time coming up, and that was Contra with my brother. Oh,
nice. Yeah, I remember playing a lot of those 2-player games. Matter of fact, you were in a discussion the other day about Duck Hunt. And I wanted to bring that up because, for one thing, my brother always had the second controller, and I never thought he was doing anything. But apparently he was controlling the dog, and I had no idea you could even do that. I thought he was always just harassing me. But you had a strategy that somebody said was cheating. What was that?
I didn't think it was cheating. Like, to take the go up to the TV
and hold the gun right to the screen to get.
That's not cheating. I didn't think so. Like.
You still gotta have talent to do it. You still gotta try. She's not just sitting there holding it in one spot. And
I mean, you're standing up. I think it's better workout. Like, you last long. So no. Sadly enough, I don't ever remember beating the game with that technique. So it couldn't have been cheating too much.
Right. But yeah, I remember that dog running back and forth, and my brother having that controller, and I thought he was just harassing me, but apparently you could make the dog move around.
He was harassing you with the dog. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Rokk, what was your first gaming experience, my friend?
As in the first game I ever saw, or the first game I ever played?
The first game that drew you into gaming, like maybe played it, maybe saw it, and it caught your attention.
Yeah, I mean, Pong. You know the thing with the two. I mean, this is how old I am. Back in just after we were playing horseshoes in 1860. So there were those two dials that you had the thing gotten down, and you had to. It was like a massive leap of imagination to think it was tennis, because it was really just a bunch of pixels that went. But that was probably the first one. Was it ColecoVision, Jeff? Get off your phone. I'm talking to you. Was it ColecoVision or something else? Put your crunchy away, boy. Something along those lines. Wasn't it ColecoVision? Chunky. Yes, it was. I've actually brought my my dictionary of the game console. So
that's awesome.
I'll see if I can find Pong.
It'll be in the beginning.
Yeah, it's got to be right in the front. Hang on, I'm going to get it. It's let me see. There it is. There you go.
Yep, the very first Pong console. So it was literally a console you would buy and bring home, connect to your TV, and it played one game.
Its own console. I never knew that.
Man, that was the thing.
And it had the thing you put on the TV, right?
Yeah.
What? What, the aerial?
No. It had like a paper you put on the TV so you could see the the
that
thing.
was magnified.
Yes, color. Yeah, no, different colors. You could make it green, couldn't you, and stuff. So instead of the white, because there was no color. I mean, it was, what, it was a 1 pixel graphics card. It was a 1-bit pixel card.
You had to go uphill both ways to go get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Through the
Exactly. They don't understand, Rokk. They just don't understand.
No, but it's okay because we're here to educate, Jeff.
Okay.
To bring the wisdom of our sagely agely.
With their moving cars.
Yeah,
Now,
that's right. They don't remember horsewhips and stuff, man, like we did in the day.
Exactly.
Now, believe it or not, Atari had Mario on it, if you remember. They had an arcade game. Let me make sure I've got the correct thing brought up here, but let me show you the difference between what you would go play in the arcade and then what you were able to bring home for yourself. So here is the Mario Brothers arcade, and it's a simple Mario Brothers. You've got the pipes and the regular levels. You'll see what I mean. It's a very simplistic. It's not Mario 1 or Mario 3.
How did I never know about this?
It's incredible. This game is well known, but a lot of people didn't realize that you could play Mario on an Atari. Now, it didn't even resemble the same game, really, but so here's Mario and Luigi, and this is one of the first games they were in. And so that's what this looks like. Now, if you wanted to take this home during the time this was in the theater, this is what you ended up with. If I can get out of that. There we go. This is what you ended up with.
Oh, this
very, very, very different.
Wow.
So this is the version that you would bring home. This is what you could go play in the arcade, and then this is what you brought home.
Oh, wow.
Okay. See, those pipes are quite realistic, though, aren't they? They look like pipes come snakes.
I just renovated my house and put in square pipes. So, yeah. We're all
Wowza.
good.
So it's very interesting to see how they would try to get these games back to your home, and but it all started with Donkey Kong, which was the original arcade that really took off, and you can see how cool that looks and how colorful it is. This was in the arcade. Now, when it translated to home, it didn't translate so well again. They got way better. They got way better eventually, but. You
Talking
can
the
see
translation, William. Is it true that it was meant to be Monkey Kong and there was a typo? Is that correct?
Ah, man,
Well,
I am not sure.
No.
I'm
No,
not
but this
sure
is
on
consoles. This is, and there's all the iterations of the Atari
Look at it in your
2600.
Is Donkey Kong in there?
But they don't mention the games, though. I was just thinking that these are literally just consoles.
Okay.
Yeah, it should get a game one as well.
And this is what it looked like at home.
Oh my god.
As you can see, Donkey Kong looks just a little different.
But in 1980, you'd have been chuffed to pieces with this.
Cookies.
You would, and you would have played it for hours and loved it.
Killer
Yes.
cookies.
You knew that was as good as it got in the home, and you were just happy to have that game. It was all about the fun of the game.
Yes. Whatever drawback visually there was, the benefit of not putting a quarter in the machine was incredible.
Right. You didn't hear anybody complaining about
You
30
like
versus
alien.
60 in those days, did you?
Yeah,
We were just happy
absolutely.
we didn't have to go outside and get fresh air. We could just sit in our mother's basement.
And here's another classic. Here's another one that they tried to bring home for us all on the Atari that didn't quite make it so well. This is Donkey Kong Jr., which is a very, very popular game. I played this quite a bit in the arcade. It's kind of cool. The baby monkey's got a diaper or a onesie, whatever he's wearing, and it's a fun little game. But the translation, not so great. But you would have been absolutely ecstatic to play this at home.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst one. Look at the junior. He's not even got his nappy on up there.
He doesn't. It looks like a baby Sasquatch instead of a monkey.
It does.
Oh no.
Where's the
Purple, I have a
fruit and
question
stuff?
for you. When someone says retro to you, what comes to mind? What does it mean to you if someone says retro? David Wilson, friend of the show and in the community, he's 22, so retro to him is PlayStation 4. But what's retro mean to you? Gaming, movies, music?
Oh wow! For gaming, it's arcade. it's an arcade setting. It's not necessarily console setting.
Interesting.
But for movies, a retro movie, I don't know, because I think of classic more than retro. I don't really use the word retro in my everyday lexicon. So, but I use classic. So like my favorite genre of music is usually disco. But a lot of people would consider that retro. But yeah, I don't know. I think retro to me is just like a trendy word for like classic.
I don't know. I answered the Xbox, Atari. They're not retro to you. Okay, cool. There's no wrong answer, so don't worry.
There's never a wrong answer.
Grading you.
Interesting to see what people think, because everybody seems to have a slightly different answer.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say the PlayStation. I mean, I was almost like, depending on which PlayStation, I was like an adult like by this time. So, it's a lot. It's hard for me to think of like those days as retro for me.
Mr. Urban World says, retro for me is Little Caesar's Pizza while watching Are You Afraid of the Dark?
And Keenan and Kel.
Absolutely.
Remember that show.
I bet you that was cold pizza too, Mr. Urban World, on a Saturday. I'm betting. I'm just a guess.
Cold pizza.
What about you, Rokk? We know we've talked about this before, but...
Retro. Yeah, but I mean, I was there, as you know, Jeff, as you were as well, from the beginning, really. Certainly in terms of domestic gaming. And one of the best jobs I ever had, I don't know if I told you, I'm sure I told you guys this. I used to work for a game distributor. And I was a kid. I mean, I was 17, 18. I got to play all the games. I mean, it's a job you'd have done for nothing. And yeah. I drove, so I used to take the games, the cassettes in little boxes. You know, there would be some little I don't know, a hardware shop on the coast somewhere who's got 4 games in the window, and he'd phone up and say, "Oh yeah, I need another Daley Thompson's Olympics or whatever," and then I'd have to drive them around. So I met all these people, and I got to see all these games and go off to game conventions and stuff with the company. So you know that's retro in that sense for me, because that's where I really got my love for the industry from, I think. And then I went on to actually do graphics for games as well. So I did covers and inlays and outlays and stuff, and graphics for Commodore 64 games as well.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How long did you do that, Rokk?
Not long, about a year or two, I think, before I became a real estate agent. And then a typesetter. So I was a compositor in the print trade, and then I set up the first web design agency in the southwest of England, and from there on in.
So Rokk, what was the first game that actually got you interested in gaming? I don't think you're as old as Jeff. Yeah, I don't think you're as old as Jeff. But you have been around a little bit. So.
Jeff is younger than me. There is nobody in this community who is older than me. Even Clive is a few months younger than me. You name them, I am the oldest. I know I don't look it, William. I'll take that one. I mean, I remember my friend had an Atari 2600, and I was really jealous. Actually, it was quite sad because his dad was a Royal Marine and he drowned in training. So he was a lovely kid. So I had spent a lot of time with him just after that, and he got a 2600, and I was like, oh, I want one of these, but I could never save up that kind of money. So I went for whatever the poor man's version was, and just entered all the basic into a little ZX80 or something, and made my own games until I could buy the Texas TI-94A. But it wasn't called that though, was it, Jeff? Back in your day, back in the States.
It had different names in different parts of the country. So I think it was named differently, I think, in the UK than over here in North America.
Was it called the Magnavox or something in
something like that? Yeah,
part of the world. Yeah,
Magnavox,
yeah. And then there was also the Trash 80, and remember the Trash? Yeah, so there were lots of
TI-9948. I love that piece of kit. Commodore 64, Amiga, went that route, and then ultimately to PC, and then to cloud.
Right on.
Pregnant pause. Everybody thinks interesting story. Who's next?
Sierra Rose had a question for you, PurpleHaze. What is the absolute favorite retro game you've ever played?
the favorite retro game I've ever. So probably the
Classic.
favorite.
She doesn't do retro. She just went through all this.
Well, a game you can keep going back to.
The question was asked earlier than that, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, it'll be. I think the ultimate classic game that, like right now that you mentioned, and like what I would want to. It's like what would I want to play? If you ask me this in an hour, it's gonna change. But right now, Tecmo Bowl.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. I love Tecmo Bowl. Got to play as the Raiders. You got to.
Yeah, no, of course you have Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl, but I think as you're thinking about games, like I like games that have a unique game mechanic, and I think Tecmo Bowl at the time was the first one where you had the plays that were like already set up during that time. So I don't think it's the first football game, but it was the first one that really I thought like pushed sports games to like the next level. So I would say that one at the moment.
Yeah, Jeff, you probably know way more about this than I do, but didn't they approach Madden to make an Atari football game, and they couldn't actually like put the proper amount of players on or something? And he said no way.
Yeah, because if he was going to do it, it had to be done correctly. Couldn't be 7-on-7. It had to be exact. He's a stickler for that. So so it eventually died because they only wanted a 7-on-7. They didn't want an actual simulation game. He had many rules that he put his name on it. They had to do certain things, and they just wouldn't do it, or couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Yeah. There was definitely limitations. So PurpleHaze, what was your first RPG experience like? What did you play? How did you find it?
Oh my gosh. So I'm going to ask a really amateur question, but it actually comes from a deep, deep place. Okay. What are we defining RPGs?
Oh,
propel grenade.
Where you take a role and you make decisions and you go through quests and you
something that has a now that's very interesting that you bring it up that way, because the very first RPG in my mind is like Adventure for the Atari, and you're a block. There's no story. You're just a square collecting keys and killing dragons and stuff. But I would say something with a story that drew you in as more of a narrative than necessarily than a gameplay experience, I guess is what I'm asking.
So there's a story. So there's an old game that was on. I'm about to go really old. Well, for me, so this is classic.
I'll take that.
Yeah. It was on the Apple IIe stuff. Y'all remember that one? Mm-hmm. Called Odell Lake, and you played as this fish, and you had to make decisions throughout the game. To either, and like depending on the decision, you either got caught or you would go ahead. But to me, like when I think of role-playing game, like I think of role-playing games like by the term, like by that. Even though like I understand what we mean, like where I get to dress up the character and everything.
New question we got to ask. We say, what does retro mean to you? What does role-playing game mean to you? This is a new thing.
But so to me, that was like, I guess. When I think of the first one that had like a story that you controlled the story, right? Because like if you made the wrong decision early, the game was over. But if you you could continue to go, and the longer you went was like the higher the score was. So to me, that's if I was like the truest. That's why I asked the question: what are we talking about here? And if it's the story, it's going to be that game.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never played as a fish in an RPG kind of story, so that's interesting.
I've been playing as a cat. Oh my god, Stray! It's adorable. I'm sure everybody's heard of Stray.
Enjoyed that game.
Yes,
that's good. Yeah.
I'm still completing it, so no spoilers.
No spoilers.
I'm close to the end, but
good
end. It's good. It's challenging. It's a lot of fun, and it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable.
I heard it was adorable.
William.
Yes.
Ask me the same question, please.
Yes. Same question to you, Rokk.
I've shared the screen with the first. It was just as I was thinking about it, as Purple was thinking, and I remember the first one I ever played was the Dallas Quest.
Now this is before JR was shot, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, look at the age. But you know what? Because it was massive, as you know, Willie. It was you probably don't, but it was huge when Jeff and I were young. It was one of the biggest shows in the world.
I wasn't allowed to watch it. It was on like I think at 10 p.m. I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Well, it was on quite early in the UK. It was like maybe 8 or something. But it was like the first time I played a game where actually the graphics were quite good. You never saw any of the characters because, of course, that would have meant huge licensing. But other than the name and the photo on the front, but it was actually quite a good little game, and a forerunner to things like Myth and stuff. So, I really enjoyed it.
Look at the hair. Remember the hair? Remember the 80s hair, Rokk?
Oh, I loved it, mate. I had the mullet and everything. I had that perm. I was like Bobby Ewing. They had the perm and the mullet and the whole works going on. Like a Bon Jovi. Yeah, like you are now, Jeff. Exactly. That's it. I grew out of it. You didn't, but that's okay. It's not a problem.
Yeah. What do they say about a mullet, Jeff? It's a business in the front and party in the back. Is that what that is?
Oh yeah, like that. Like that. No, it's really fashionable again now, the mullet. My daughter's boyfriend's got one, and I was going to have a joke, and then I was told no, it's what all the young lads are fashioning. So I've started to grow.
Us young lads.
Yeah, you young.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
But Rokk, do you know how many years Dallas was actually did it air? Because I don't.
Oh,
I know it played a long time.
Long time. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I mean, the thing is, when you're younger, of course, time, it's all relative, isn't it? So even if it's like a 3-season show, it's like Star Trek. It feels like it went on forever. So, so I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years, something like that. And, if you didn't watch it when it went live, that was it. There was no catch up, or, you could, if you didn't video it. And early in, there was no videoing. That's old term for
we were talking
recording.
About this the other day.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine there was no streaming services. So if you wanted to catch something, you had to be in the chair to watch it live, or you had to be a scientist and have a VCR all
Time
programmed
machine.
in, ready to go.
Well, even then, you couldn't always record the VCR either.
I know.
It was I was talking about this with my kids. It's a totally different thing. I remember racing home from school trying to catch Pokemon, and I always get there at 3:45, so I always miss the first half of every episode.
Oh no. And the cassettes were really expensive. I always wanted to buy the 4-hour ones, the 240s, but they were stupid price. But it meant you could get 4 episodes, or 8 episodes.
Or you recorded in EP mode, so you can get like 8 hours or something like that, right?
But instead of 480 pixels, it dropped it down to like 200. So
yeah. You definitely took a nosedive with that if you went to EP mode,
Yeah. Those were the days, Jeff.
It was. Remember when we were all fighting over 720p and 1080i and 1080p?
Yeah.
Those were the days, man.
Yeah. I've started to look like Bela Lugosi. I may need to change the lighting. It's like Frankenstein's Bride or something coming on down here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Where's Purple gone?
I think we lost her. Hopefully she'll jump back in. We'll get her right back in.
She's been having connection issues this week.
Oh, that could be.
I think she was, wasn't she? I think she was having some issues on Friday night.
Holt says, I'm allergic to cats and dogs, but I always take I can't even say that. Antihistamine. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Well, some of them have a sort of different kind of hair, don't they?
That's mine here. I'll show them off. Yeah. This is Ozzy Posborn, Prince of Barkness, and he is what they call hypoallergenic. So my son is super allergic to cats and dogs, but he's not allergic to this little guy. Oh, he's so cuddly.
Isn't he gorgeous?
He's a beautiful puppy.
Because it's not like regular fur. It's more like a hair, and there's less dander and everything. So, can you look right there?
Hang on, my phone just phoned somebody who I haven't spoken to in years, and that's really embarrassing. She's a TV broadcaster woman. Whoops.
Oh no.
I literally, my what you call it on the iPhone, not Sierra, what's it called?
Siri.
That's the fella.
Yeah.
She just started
coming up,
phoning.
we're going to talk about Boris Johnson. Oh, wait a minute. Adam.
Hello, Rock's on the phone.
Live on the show. Kind of like a Phil Donahue type moment where she pulls you in live,
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that could have been awful. She'd probably call me back now, thinking I haven't heard from him for a while. Must be important. No, it wasn't.
Say hello. You're on live with Retro Rewind.
yeah, exactly.
What does retro mean to you?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
She just got an OBE actually. So I haven't.
OBE?
I could say I was phoning
Order of British Empire.
Yeah, it's like what? It's just down from becoming knighted. basically.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
So, she does a lot for women's charities and stuff. She's really nice. If she phones back, I'll just say, yeah, I was just phoning to congratulate you on the OBE.
Congrats. So we brought this up very briefly, right as Ray was talking to us, and Purple has returned. Yay!
Sorry about that. I mentioned Apple IIe, and my computer couldn't comprehend that.
Oh,
so we'll see if Ray actually buys one of these. But this looked really, really interesting. I wanted to share it with all you guys. It's a new Lego version of the Atari 2600. I think you have to build it yourself. I think it's made. Yeah, I think it's made out of actual Legos. Says again, Lego are targeting us retro gamers with another retro console. Darn it, Lego. We're in a recession, but okay, just take my money. This time it's the infamous Atari 2600. This set comes with a bunch of extras, including a secret panel, the infamous joystick, and some of the best Atari 2600 games in Lego form. The Atari 2600 originally launched in '77 and sold incredibly well, and Lego wants a piece of that pie, and to intrigue retro gamers into purchasing this set in hopes it sparks nostalgia. Now, just the look of this console hits me right in the nostalgia button. Like, I don't have an Atari VCS, and I know that if I was to get an Atari, that would probably be what I get. But this does look kind of neat. I'm going to play this video in just a second, but it says, but looks aside, it is an incredible piece. The Lego Atari 2600 measures 3 inches high, 13 inches wide, and 8.5 inches deep, with a total of 2,532 pieces, just shy of the 2600 model. Come on, Lego. I have no idea about this. What's up, Jeff?
It's $299.99 in Canada, and it's available tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
They may not be able to pick it up.
Oh,
but at Lego store in Canada, it is $299.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did you see that little diorama get pushed underneath?
Yep, it's got a little diorama, it looks like. Not diarrhea, Jeff. Diorama. You actually build it with Legos. That is incredible. Maybe not for the price, but it's very cool. What do you think, Rokk?
I want to see it actually work. And I'm keen to know does it say how many games it comes with? Because I'm guessing that's it. You're not going to be able to go out and buy an old Atari 2600 cart.
And I'm betting you that the old carts don't work in it either.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it's probably only those three.
So on the Lego Canada website, it says build 3D vignettes for each of the 3 classic games.
There you go. Oh, there's those asteroids.
3 classic games.
Somebody's going to play.
And Centipede, yep.
Yeah, that's the one you mentioned, William, the RPG game Adventure.
Yes, Adventure. It's a most excellent title. It definitely isn't going to, by any stretch of the imaginations, grab you today, because there's literally no story. You're a little square, but to see where it came from, it's actually quite incredible.
I'm sure it doesn't work with the old cartridges, so I feel like that price is a little outrageous for 3
I
games.
agree. You could probably get a reconditioned one for not far from there.
Yeah,
most likely. But what I would suspect is that somebody is going to create a replica thing with an SD card in it for probably all the Atari games. Somebody's going to do it. I mean, if you're buying that for $300, someone's going to figure it out, I think, if it's emulated anyway. Emulated.
So just as a comparison, the Ferrari Daytona SP3, no, not SPG, SP3 is $499.99. The Loop Coaster, $499. Real Madrid something something stadium. Rokk, is that a thing? That's $449. A boutique hotel, $269. The space shuttle, $269. Ghostbusters car, $259. So if you compare it to other things,
it's actually a solid. It's in the range. So as someone
it's in the range. It's not like if it was $2,500, right? I could see that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But it's a collector's piece, isn't it? You're
Yeah,
not buying. That's what it is. You're
Optimus
into
Prime
Lego
is
and gaming.
319.
I'm going to throw that up here, Rokk, for you.
Yeah. Yeah, so this website here, you can actually, it's an emulator site, and you can play all of these Atari 2600 games. You don't need to download them. You will play them in the browser.
Oh, wow. In the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
There you go. Let's have a look. E.T. Oh, come on. We've got to do
No,
this.
why is it the first
Oh,
game?
here we go.
It has to be done.
No.
Your computer has been infected with malware. Oh, look, there he is.
God, the music.
Wow. Now, this game was actually ahead of its time in a little bit
What?
because
No, what? This was
Because,
the zero game.
it
This is
was
amazing.
a dumpster fire when it was released. But the incredible thing about it is, though, is
in
you got...
in your opinion,
Yeah.
Yes. In my humble opinion, it almost destroyed the video game industry. But the game itself, though, the way it had its screen set up, it had segments, almost like an open world type game. One of the first ever made. It's kind of incredible. You could go off screen, go into another segment. It's pretty interesting.
The guy that was commissioned to develop it was given like no time at all.
Oh yeah, he had like weeks.
Yeah. It was no surprise that he didn't deliver much more than a cabbage.
Very true.
I'm literally playing this in
That's
the cloud.
incredible.
This is the true definition of cloud gaming, old school retro style.
Yeah, I did not know that they had it right in the browser. Oh, that's a detective. Or somebody from
I don't know
Nassau.
what he was.
We call them nassholes.
Now I'm in the pits.
Oh yeah, you got to lift your head to fly. You got to extend your neck.
All right. Okay. So anyway, that's boring. Let's have a look at the other ones. Let's see if it's got. Oh, this was always my favorite.
Space Invaders, amazing.
So we've got a list down the
Invaders.
side here. Rambo games, Bruce Lee games. There's
Double bubble.
loads. Double Bubble.
Double bubble.
There's Boring Donkey Kong. Was that what it was called?
I don't think so.
Really? It was really called boring. That's a great way to sell a game.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look at these guys. I mean, here you go. No, there's no $2,500, $250 needed here. You just emulatorgames.online /games/Atari. So there must be other. Here we go. Consoles. Look at all these consoles here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Jaguar.
All online.
Game Boy. Nintendo 64. Wowzer.
I'm gonna have to check this place out.
Classic arcade. Sega Master System. There you go.
Good old Sonic. Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog. There you go. They seem to. I wonder if they use a consistent set of keys. Press button. Well, it's not enter. Shift. Let's have a look. Enter. Start. Enter. Okay.
Can you hook up a controller to it?
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you can. There's a set option, so you might be able to configure. We kind. Oh, here we go. He's off. Come back. Is this just the pre-game trailer thing?
It must be.
Spacebar to jump. I mean, you'd have to give it a little play and get used to it, but I mean, it looks fairly authentic to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's audio in there as well. Oh, you can hear it now.
I can hear it. I'm trying to tell if the audio. You can usually tell when it's emulation because of the audio and that's how the screen is put together.
There are hundreds of games here, all in
That's
the cloud.
incredible.
Wow.
Challenge. Why does it say challenge?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like a state share or something. It's a Super Mario Brothers
It's
3
got a C
challenge.
over the 3,
It does.
Yeah.
but it's got the same intro. Words are hard as the old school 3. It looks like the old school 3.
There's so many different homebrew projects for old games. It's
Yeah.
remarkable how much work is still being done on these old systems.
That's amazing. Wow, you could lose yourself here, guys.
You really could.
They gotta have a USB powered NES controller.
It's got to work with the controller anyway, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Jeff's looking at me so chuffed. He can't wait to go and play. Look, oh, there it is.
Wow.
There it is. If that was an original, oh, you're kidding me. Is that an original?
Yes.
Is it an original? Did you find that?
He pulled it out of the land. Yeah,
the landfill.
Did they pay you to buy it?
Oh, they're worth a fortune, those things, aren't they?
I'm not sure about ET. Whoa!
$20.
Boy, that did.
Yeah, that you open that up, it's a cigarette packet. That's not real.
So that thing aged like a fine wine. Look at that.
Oh yeah, and Jeff.
I was doing it. Hold. He said, when you hear this tune, who else sways to it? I was doing it too.
Me too. Yeah.
That was
Absolutely.
so good. That's really cool. You need to put that link down
cool.
in the description afterwards, William.
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Absolutely do.
That was worth me coming on.
Yeah, if you could throw it in the private, I will. I'll add it right after.
Yeah,
the
of
show.
course. Yeah. I'll go and I'll steal the link. Hang on a second.
So we were just discussing Atari. We saw a couple Atari things. We saw the Lego Atari. Well, Atari is getting ready to release another new title, Yar's Revenged Recharged, I think it's called.
Yes.
But here is the original for the 2600. I think it's the 2600. Very simple game, extremely fun, and they reimagined it again, and I want to take a little bit of a closer look at it. But this was the original Yars, and I loved this game. I never understood it. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew what you had to do to get this screen to happen. But it's very interesting. It almost looks like it's a glitching game rather than the game actually working.
Yeah, it looks like it's broken.
Yeah.
The thing is, in those days, though, they had to code with machine language. There weren't any engines.
True.
They just didn't exist. So you had these really sort of mathematical whiz kids that were machine code. The whole full binary thing.
You had to peek and both each pixel on the screen, right?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be able to play this with all the flashy lights.
No.
Yeah, it would probably be very bothersome for a lot of people now.
Yeah.
So here's the reimagining. Here's the beautiful Yars Recharged, the Atari website. And it's being released on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Epic Game Store, Stadia, and the Atari VCS. And here's the reimagining, man. This looks really cool. This looks really cool.
Oh,
wow.
It's a different game, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, very. Yes. Much like Centipede was reimagined. Yeah. This one seems to have gone much further than Centipede did. Flow state inducing.
What?
Which it's hard to get into a flow state in Centipede because you're just trying not to die over and over again. Looks like you get power-ups.
I think this whole idea of reimagining games like they've done with TV series and films over the years is a really clever way forward for studios.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you can take something that's so simple with such simple design and then build on it. Yeah. I mean, the stuff they're able to do today is amazing compared to the tools, like you were just saying, Rokk, that they had before. They didn't have tools. They had to create their own stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, now you can just install Unity and, spend some weeks learning to use it properly and come up with some amazing stuff.
Absolutely. But what do you think of this, Purple? Are you excited for this one?
I am super excited for all the Atari. The owners of Atari, numerous hands have owned Atari, but I'm really excited. I think they found a solid way forward, and I'm really excited about this, hoping it's a pro game. But at the end of the day, of course, as long as it's fun, and to tell you the truth, give me this over a lot of the current wash, rinse, and repeat big name title here.
I completely agree with you. Just like I was mentioning before, Centipede, how simple the game design is. The levels don't change. The enemies don't change. Like, you'd think you'd get bored of something like that very, very quickly. I haven't. It's kind of incredible the way they've reimagined some of these. What all is coming? Do you know, Purple? I know
For-
Yar's Revenge and for Atari. It's 4 or 5 titles, isn't it?
Black Widow
Yeah.
or something?
I think Black Widow. I think Space Invader. I think on that.
Please.
And there's
That would be
another
awesome.
one that is not a classic part of the Recharge series, but the puzzle game. It's with the Kabuka or whatever. But no, I'm imagining
Thank you, Brad.
a lot of the Atari games coming out. I think they hit kind of a really good stride with Stadia, and I wouldn't be surprised if the business development people of Stadia aren't already planning probably a slow drip of releases with Atari.
Yeah, I know they knocked it out of the park with Centipede Recharged, and I think
Missile
it might have-
Command. That's the one. Missile Command.
Missile Command. I loved Missile
Asteroids as well.
Yeah,
Breakout,
Asteroids.
Yeah, I was-
Gravitar.
No.
So many excellent titles. But yeah, I hope they all come to pro, and I hope that they all have a similar hook like Centipede did, because I've totally enjoyed going back and checking that game out and just having some real good fun. And this here gives you a little insight into the story or the world of the game here. It says, a daring attack against the enemy homeworld, guarded by mechanical hives that pulse deadly cannons and emit flurries of swirling missiles. Shoot from range as you find pockets of safety amongst the hail of incoming fire, then dart forward in a daring foray to nibble away at the enemy's defenses. Gather enough energy by destroying the enemy shields, and you can power up your massively destructive Zarlan cannon, which sends searing blasts of golden energy into the enemy hive. That must be that little rainbow color thing that would shoot in the original that we just saw. I imagine that's probably what that is, and they call it what? What did they call it? Zarlan cannon. Interesting, man.
Yeah. No, I just want to say plus, add on to, I think it was you, Rokk, who was saying it, taking kind of these older IPs, or maybe Jeff, these older IPs and just revitalizing them in a way. I think a lot of other forms of media can do, or even video games. But I think that's really hard to do in a way, because if it was easy, we would have seen a lot of people be successful at it. But I think Atari is onto something, and I don't know, really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Very, very, very excited. But to take a game that doesn't have cutscenes and all that, and to get people interested and to keep coming back, I just find Atari amazing for what they're doing right now.
Who does own it right now then? Is it like a well-known outfit, or is it?
No, it's not a well-known
capital
person.
company?
Yeah, I believe it's. I believe it is a form of venture capital, but it's a young. The CEO is like 35,
Wow.
young guy. Well, we know what that means when they're like that. Probably was already, in that type of air, but young guy, and I don't know. Shades of Purple, I might have someone on from Atari here pretty soon. So,
Ooh, that would be exceptional. That would absolutely be exceptional. I have something else to bring up here. Does anybody on the panel have a Steam Deck?
Oh, I want one.
Yeah, I know a lot of people want one, but they're shortly going to be, our market's going to be flooded with competition for the Steam Deck. Here is one of them right here. I have no idea how you say that name, but Next 2 is announced, the world's first Windows handheld with discrete GPU.
Neo?
And now this is what struck me as a little interesting. Apparently you can upgrade your GPU and swap it out on this unit. I don't know how they're going to accomplish that. The Aye Neo are not slowing down with a recent announcement of their upcoming Next 2 handheld, which is a predecessor. It was just last week when I produced a news post, clamshell held blah, blah, blah. Where is it? It gives the actual specs of what is a discrete GPU? A discrete GPU is a graphics processing unit. Yep. How does it look?
Retro Dodo? That doesn't give me a lot of confidence.
What's interesting is the back. You can see from the image above, it looks like some kind of volume rocket is sticking out of the handheld towards the right grip, along with what looks like a vent and some kind of charging point.
Huh.
So right there. I don't know how that would be the GPU, though.
That seems like that would be in the way.
Yeah, so here are the specifications. Now, I'm not sure. I know the Steam Deck is pretty robust, but this has got an Intel Alder Lake and DG2, AMD Zen 3 Plus, RDNA 2, 12th Gen Core, Ryzen 6000, Intel Arc Alchemist, AMD Radeon, Windows 11. I don't know how they're going to get away with...
Yeah, it's connected by a cable to a massive crate of PC over there.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Like, when it said the 12th Gen Core, I'm like, wow, how are they cool in that?
That little tiny vent in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just see what their thing says here. Let's just see it. But anyway, I've been looking into the seeing the Steam Deck and seeing all these other variations that are on the market that are getting ready to hit. And I just wonder if there's anything to these.
The only one I am really excited. The one I'm really excited about, because I saw this, is that I put an order in for was the Analog Pocket.
The Analog Pocket?
Yeah, it is. It plays the actual original Game Boy, Game Gear cartridges, and so I'm really I put my order in for that one just because I think that's kind of cool versus some of these other ones that are just like PCs in like a small package, like something where you could play your older games and different things. So that's the new. I'm not sure if that's really competing against Steam Deck, but I think as a person who has still several of those old cartridges, or classic cartridges, as I like to say, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, these are direct competitors, I think, that are getting ready to launch later on this year, or some of them may already have. Basically, it's like shrinking the stuff down into a handheld size, but I still don't know how they'd keep some of this cool. Here's one more. The Akozo A1 is the world's first AMD 6800U handheld PC. And like Rokk saying, there's probably a cable connected to a large box.
So do those sides pop out so they're like a handle, or is that just it's like a cut around the edge there on the corner?
That is interesting. Yeah. A new challenger to the Steam Deck's throne is apparently arriving in 2022. It's an absolute beast, being powered by the AMD 6000 series processor. Here, let's have a little click here and see if it shows us those look like lights.
Ah, okay. They
RGB
change, don't they? Yeah. That could be cool.
It's a heck of a processor to have in it for a handheld, though.
Yeah, it is.
My problem with these handhelds, just like my problem with the Switch with my hands, I can't do those side controllers. I need the ones that have more substance to them, have a place for you to like rest your hand while you're playing. Yeah. The ones that are just like on the side like that. So I would need to be able to plug a controller into it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I just struggle with the size. I looking at them and stuff. I just prefer bigger screens.
Small screen, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked a Steam Deck back when I went into the hospital for my infusions, and now I do them at home because I'd be there for hours and hours and hours. It'd be something to do. But if you don't have a lot of free time when you're out, you don't really need one of these.
That's true.
So that's AMD Ryzen 7 6800U with Radeon graphics, 16 gigs of onboard RAM. Windows 11. This thing could be a beast, man. I don't know. But then again, you're also dealing with kind of a manufacturer that may not support the device moving forward as well. You got to take that into consideration as well.
And then ultimately, you can just get a decent phone with, now you get 120 plus hertz screen and connect GeForce Now and play all your Steam games on the cloud. And who cares what the GPU is, because it's looking pretty good.
Very true. That was one of the things I was interested in. I know the Steam Deck isn't marketed towards cloud gamers, but certainly it wouldn't work itself very hard to do cloud gaming. So I imagine that's fantastic on the Steam Deck. I haven't actually checked any of it out though. All right. Oh man, Jeff,
did they say how much they were, William? Sorry, did we get any prices on those?
Oh, on that. Okay, let me scroll down.
I wonder how they compare to the Steam Deck, because that's quite pricey, isn't it? The Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably limited availability in the Commonwealth countries.
As always.
I'll bring one over to you, Jeff. It'd be good to share a beer with you, my friend.
Yeah, no, it does not give a release price, so it's going to be extremely pricey.
Wow.
Urban
Somebody
World
said in the
Pet's
chat.
900.
How much was it? Did you say
$900?
There you go.
Wow. Oh, yep.
How much
Okay,
was
there it is.
that?
I mean, that's I suppose it's cheaper than a iPhone 13 or whatever.
True.
Yeah, but
Or
you
the
just spent
Samsung
almost $1,000.
Flip.
You might as well make a gaming PC.
I know. That's
Yeah.
how I feel about it as well. That's why I wouldn't do it.
But see,
Absolutely.
I'm different than some of you guys because I don't buy things to collect them. I buy things because they're practical.
Right.
I've got to be able
Yeah.
to get my money's worth out of it, not just.
Yeah,
Feel
I don't
get it.
collect anything apart from dust.
We all collect that.
Cobwebs. Oh, look at the little Space Invader.
So, Rokk, you were around for this, guaranteed. when the Super
I don't know how to
FX chip,
take that.
when the Super FX chip brought 3D gaming to the SNES,
Star
it felt
Fox.
like actual magic. Do you remember when 3D came to the SNES?
I don't
No?
remember 3D in anything, really. My whole life's been quite flat. Do you know, I think the thing you've got to bear in mind, William, and I said this before, is there's this parallel universe between gaming in Europe, particularly the UK, and gaming in the States. I think I mentioned this on your show, didn't I, Purple? The fact is we didn't do those Nintendo early Japanese consoles like you guys did. Because we had our own little Amstrads and Sinclair ZXs and stuff. So they just never came here until I was a lot older anyway, and then they did. So the early ones, I've spoken to Clive and others about this, and they just weren't around when we were younger. So I have no idea about SNES. And you've got to bear in mind, when you guys, because you're all, children of the 80s, when you were all like saving up your pocket money to buy one of these, I was down the disco with my flares on and Jeff was there and we would boogie into John Travolta and stuff. We weren't into gaming.
Now, are these the ones where you had to wear those like red and blue glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, this is
no.
this is
I
Star
played
Fox, right?
those.
Yeah. This is the Star Fox. This is the
Okay.
original 3D polygon models for Super Nintendo. So before the
Okay,
FX
so
chip.
Going from 2D
they-
platform to.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. And then they expanded on this when they made the Nintendo 64, and that's how we ended up with the 3D Mario and the Super Mario World or whatever.
Yeah. No, I definitely remember because if we think of especially this game Star Fox, which was that kind of dogfighter aircraft game, if we go back to like Nintendo, like the Top Gun game in Nintendo,
Oh,
right? If you like kind of compare the two, and that was kind of more of a linear type of game versus this one where you could at the time you could do barrel rolls and like do all sorts of things. It was
How many
it definitely was cool.
how many times did you crash trying to land your jet?
In Top Gun.
Yeah, every
Oh my
time
gosh,
almost.
I mean, it started you off on like the coming off of the tanker, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You were in there and it came off like that. It was a pretty cool
It was a
at the
great
time. It was
I've
great.
always been
Okay.
terrible at flying, driving, anything like that
Well,
in games.
Well, and it doesn't help on the Nintendo when you're coming in for a landing. It's going pull up. Well, it's down. It's down on the D-pad. So it's pull up. You're pulling up and you crash. You're like, what? Yeah, it was interesting. It was one of them hard games though, but once you got good at it, it was rewarding. Hey, I landed. Usually you go right over the damn thing and crash in the water every time.
Oh, this one you didn't have to land at all, right? Star Fox, you could just like the
always
hardest
did,
things. You would go underneath the the different
Absolutely. And here's a game I wanted to bring up very quickly. This one is fantastic. Do you guys remember The Secret of Monkey Island?
Yeah.
I never actually played it, but I've heard of it.
Stuff.
It is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a
And
good game.
it's a classic. There's all kinds of weird dialogue encounters. There's all kinds of weird stuff to do with items. It's quite an incredible game. And they're remaking it. They're making another one.
What?
I think it's cool that they list the testers on their credits.
And a lot of these things you read are going to be like jokes and inside stuff. But the game for its time was incredible. I know it doesn't look that way now, but you had quite the what am I trying to say here? They let you figure it out, kind of. As you can see, you click around and your guy walks about, and you can have interesting conversations.
It was quite advanced, and I actually thought the graphics at the time looked really good, very colourful and detailed. And they tried to
Absolutely.
do some of that 3D relief stuff you can see in the brickwork above the above the character there.
Yeah, it's always interesting when they give you that many options: open, close, push, pull, walk to, pick up, talk to, give, use, look at, turn on, turn off. That's a lot of options for back in this day.
I feel like a guy made this game.
I'm sure.
I feel like that is all like the
Stewed
verbs they
meatball.
need. Go look at,
Thanks
turn
for
on.
hearing.
I think that bird will peck my hand off. But it's a fantastic game that was kind of long for its time too. But it's just very interesting on all the variations of stuff you could do. And now they are remaking this title. Well, that's about the sword. Here we go. And here's what the remake looks like. I'm excited to actually check this one out.
Are they literally remaking that one then? It's not like a new...
It's a
story.
sequel or a continuation, I think. It's Return to Monkey Island.
Oh.
So this would be like the next adventure.
I used to
Nice.
love playing those games, Zork and all those other ones. I've often said, the greatest, your mind is the greatest graphics card. I
That's true.
played one.
Yeah.
I got one of the developers sent me. There's a new game that it's just in demo. It's called Slay the Princess. Same sort of thing where you have to do a few things, and there's 7 different endings depending on what you do. I've done 3 of them. I got to figure out what the other 4 are. Whether you slay this princess or not. So I love those kind of puzzly sort of, you get to a point, you can go this or that. And those options, that makes sense. You got to turn lights on, you got to turn things off, stoves and this, that. That seems the right number of commands in the other one for, what you need to do in life.
Well, in the games you used to play, Jeff, you'd have to walk up to the mailbox and then type in a command to tell it what you are trying to do.
Correct.
I was no good at those because, I never had a clue what was possible.
I think I prefer the look of the original.
Me too.
I'm with you, Rokk.
I mean, it's very stylized, but I think I liked what they. I mean, the original was pushing boundaries, and this isn't. I don't feel. I mean, it looks okay. I'm sure it's brilliant, but I don't.
Yep,
feel
I
like
would
this
agree with
next
that.
year is gonna be great for games. There's so much stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Oh man, so much stuff coming out. Super
That's
excited for a lot of that
true.
stuff.
Yeah.
My biggest one I'm psyched for is Arc 2.
Oh, what was that?
My biggest one I'm
2.
psyched for is Arc 2. Like, I can't wait for that one to come out because, they never finished Arc 1. I feel like it was still beta, it seems like, but it was released as a full game. But we play that every week. We've played that for years.
Wow.
Right on. Jeff, would you like to do your This Week in Retro, sir?
Sure, I would love to.
All right, man. Let's get your
So
segment up.
for those that are new, I take a look at the next 2 weeks coming up, since we do a show every 2 weeks, and I look at that particular day and I try to find a fun or interesting game or something I'd forgotten about or something that I've played. Got a couple of UK shout outs for our friend over there across the pond, fellow Commonwealther. Because we're knee deep in the F1, season right now, F1 World Grand Prix for which one was that? The NES? I forget now.
Nope, 64.
64.
Oh, 64. There you go.
Look at those polygons.
Yeah.
You ever remember playing this, Jeff? Were you a big race car guy?
I do. You know, I'm a sports guy. I've played all the sports games. I like the racing games. So I like the F1, right? It's probably F1's a lot bigger over where you are than here in North America. But
Yeah,
we do have an
yes, it
F1
is.
race in Canada. So it's back again.
I'm going to try to get it to some racing. There we go.
This was 88, you said, Jeff, didn't you? Did it say 88?
I believe it was, yes. Yeah.
This looks super impressive for 1988.
Yep.
Wait a minute. This Nintendo 64, Jeff, was not out in 88.
That can't be right.
No,
Yeah.
it was out in 64. Everybody knows that.
Oh, no, it was definitely in the 90s.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it looks too good
98?
for 88.
What did I put?
Maybe
I may have
98.
misread it. Sorry, my friend. It may be me. I'll take
Maybe
on
it was
the nose.
98. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe I've misread it. Sorry.
It could have been a typo. I did these early this
Yeah.
morning. So
It still looks good though.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, 98. Yes, 98. If I wrote
Okay.
88, that's a typo on my part.
Oh, it's my reading, my friend. I haven't got my old specs on.
So yeah, 98. 98.
Oh, you didn't hit that turn very good. Did you see that?
Well, you know,
He's struggling there just a little bit.
what do you want?
88. There you go. I am redeemed.
Hey.
Oh, there you go. All right,
Yeah,
typo on my
98.
Yeah, that's all good. It's all good.
Well,
It's
they're
all
next
good.
to each other on the keyboard, and it was early this morning. And
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
looked really good. That was impressive.
now this game I don't remember. Killer
What?
Instinct.
You don't remember Killer Instinct?
I don't. Am I drawing a blank on this one?
Dude, that's
I know
blasphemous.
this one. Come on.
That's blasphemous.
He's playing. No.
Like you either. Okay, he's trolling us. All right. Like, come on now, man. This was like one of the greatest.
I remember Basic Instinct, Rokk.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's not easily forgotten at our age.
No, that's not easily forgotten. Rare, yeah. Rare did such a good job on their older titles, man. Killer Instinct was amazing. They just did really phenomenal work. Any game they worked on seemed to be, even though you were still playing it like on the current system, it seemed next gen almost, like whenever you'd play their games.
That wasn't a thing back then. There was no next gen back then.
No, there wasn't.
No.
There we go. Jago. There we go. Orchid.
oh.
I remember playing this game in the arcade. Had a lot of fun doing it. Got my ass kicked an awful lot. Lost a lot of quarters. I did.
This and Virtual Fighter.
Yeah.
Were
Jeff just picked up Virtua Fighter. Was it Virtua Fighter 4, Jeff? Is that what it was?
It was, yes. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one of the things, Mortal Kombat 3 came out after this game, and they tried to do the combo thing. Because you could, if you were good enough at the game, you could keep your attacks going and combo them all the way to the end of the fight. And Mortal Kombat 3, when it came out, it had kind of adopted that. Interesting game. I was a weak fatality, though, just saying.
There's no Mortal Kombat fatality, you mean?
Yeah, for a Mortal Kombat one. Yeah, it's very weak.
For
graphics
our
again.
friend Adam on the PlayStation 2 in the UK, Aggressive Inline came out August 2nd, 2002.
Now, I have never heard of this game.
I've never heard of
No.
this either, but I like the name. Aggressive inline. It's
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah. Makes you feel like you need some pads or a helmet or something, or you're
Or
going to break a
knife.
leg.
a knife.
Oh, it's a skater game.
It's like, yeah, it's like kind of like Tony Hawk. Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, that hurt.
That is aggressive.
that's
yeah,
like
that
me
is, isn't it?
Ah.
Blood on from his face?
Don't
do
do
that.
us! Oh my god.
Whoa.
Don't do that in
Whoa.
LA.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Oh, he grabbed it.
Oh, there he goes. Bus challenge
Let's
complete.
get challenge completed. Well done. Well done, William.
Yeah.
He landed it.
I'd hate to
Wow.
tell the developers, but That kind of reminded me of Jet Set Radio a little bit, the way he slid up that and was going to round the corner.
Skit your bus.
But yeah, I've never played this. Looks very much like a Tony Hawk clone.
Never seen it before.
Who was the developer on this one?
Oh, Aggressive Inline.
What was it?
PlayStation 2 Elgato game. Nope, it doesn't say. Maybe it does back here.
Yeah, I don't have
Aggressive Inline, PlayStation 2. Nope, he does not have the information.
Interesting.
that. I do not.
No. I only came along to the PlayStation 3 onwards. So I missed me.
Oh, there you go. Excellent. So the next day in the next year, Rocket Mania Deluxe for the Windows PC.
Rocket Mania.
For your Windows PC. Or your
I'm just
DOS-based PC.
Yeah, DOS. Now, Rocket Mania. I found one. I do not know if this is the DOS or whatever. And it's probably not even the correct one. We'll see. It's hard to find some of these. Nope, this is not correct. That thing started talking to me. Nope.
What day was that? That's the 3rd, right?
Yeah, that's not even the correct one.
Oh my god, I played a game like
That
that on
that looked
Neopet.
quite fun.
803. Yeah.
Oh,
I quite like the look of that.
2003.
Look at him go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
August.
snap.
Ooh, that does actually look pretty fun.
Definitely up my style. I'd play it.
It's like a
But
puzzle
that is-
frenzy.
But I do believe that is the wrong title.
No, it's not. Nope, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
It is not. Nope. It is not.
Yeah, it says at the bottom 2003, didn't it? I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I did
nope,
get it
that's the
right.
right one.
Ooh,
Mm, I like that.
looks fun.
Yeah,
Launching your rockets.
good idea.
Reflexive entertain. No, there's a few different ones.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one this one is.
I'm actually catching. There's rockets you have to go. I just now realized
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the
Rockets
rocket
off the
of
side.
it.
Yeah.
I was
That's the
like,
rocket
oh.
bit. And you get the points from doing that. It's pretty cool.
It was developed by PopCap Games.
PopCap.
No, published by PopCap. Developed by Nuclid.
Nucleid.
EDA.
Nucleid. Yeah.
I always like to understand the publishers and the developers because a lot of times, where did they go? Right? Like they didn't just
Yeah.
disappear. Like
Yeah.
Strategy game with strong simulators to the arcade game Cache or Catch It. A player must try to get the flame of the fuses from one side of the screen to the rocket fireworks on the other side. Do this by rotating the tile pieces to the fuse to connect one side to the other. There are 3 modes of gameplay: classic, arcade, and strategy. There you go.
Ooh.
Nice. I like the look of that one.
Holtz wants to
It did
ask
look fun.
Rokk if the PS3 is retro.
Oh, I guess it. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, well, it is because it's old school, I suppose.
I think it
In my
depends
new-
on
in-
which
in my new-
PS3.
You
In
can
my new
still-
short that I'm publishing today, later on when we're done this, actually it's out there now. You can find it if you look at my channel. I asked the
Oh.
question again: Is PlayStation 3 retro?
I mean, I guess,
Paul.
are they still selling PS3 games new? And I don't mean old ones. Are they
I
still
don't think
developing them? Right. So
I don't
they're
think so.
therefore,
No.
if it's redacted, it's retro, isn't it? PS4, they're still selling PS4 games, so that ain't in that space yet. That's how I would look at it.
There you go.
So
Absolutely.
it's just on the cusp, but it's if they're not selling commercially at a volume, then it's retro.
And hey, Paul, I see you in the back furiously waving. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah. I'm sure Paul watched the football like most of us did, so we're all a bit high at the moment. That was an amazing result.
I bet.
Soccer.
Yeah. So was that a big rivalry going on for a while, or
Wow. I mean,
just
Germany,
surprised
England
you all?
always is.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, this is the first time in that I think it's the first time that English women's football have achieved any major cup. So for it to be the European, which is just one down from the world, and you've got a big chunk of all of the same teams that you come across in the World Cup, then that's an achievement, and they did exceptionally well.
Absolutely.
Not
And
that I
Mr.
know anything about it, but I know a little bit. I know that it was quite good.
He says it came home, Rokk.
Yeah, it was. I had a bit of a tear in my eye, Paul, as well. I have to say, my friend, they were so excited, weren't they? Right at the end, the girl that scored the final goal for England. You know, when you watch when you watch soccer or football, and when they score a goal, they rip off their top and they're running around the guys.
Yeah.
Well, she did the same thing, and they gave her a yellow card.
Oh.
I thought, come on, you don't give the guys a yellow card. She had a sports bra and everything. What the hell?
Right. Yeah. That's funny. It's interesting how it don't work both ways, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, she was super excited. That was great.
All right, Jeff, what's the next one?
So the next day, same year, for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube, Freaky Flyers.
What's this one?
I didn't know this one either. I brought up the PS2 version. We'll see what
Midway.
it-
Ooh.
Sure.
Midway did a whole bunch of games. I used to love Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder, the boat game, used to be so much fun. Freaky Flyers, 2003.
That was the year my youngest was born.
Got a nice little tune.
Me too.
Poor old Erg.
Very much cartoony. Let's try to get into the actual game here.
This
There we go.
cartoon-style racing game replaces the usual kart format with planes and all sorts of flying technology such as UFOs, flying carpets, and plenty more. Choose from one of the many different and wacky characters and take to the sky over various locations, each with its own
look.
set of obstacles and shortcuts. Each character has a different level of ability. For example, one may be highly accurate in cornering but slow, while another is much faster but less responsive in turning.
I could
Oh,
definitely see how this game was like
part-
pitched. It's like, hey, Mario Kart in the sky. You know?
Right.
usual racing
I like the
mode.
look of this.
You can
This
take
looks
on
good.
4-player race, split
4-player.
screen only, William.
Only.
Wow.
Where's my spiky blue shell?
So there was absolutely no online functionality.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
That's
I
cool,
like the way
though, man.
they drag the graphics at the top. So when you're not looking up there, it gives you a kind of motion feel. It's only when you can only look up when you're not playing, and then you see the sky and everything kind of drags across. It looks really good.
Yeah, I would have played this with my friends. We'd have done some GoldenEye until
Oh.
somebody got tired of getting shot, and then we would have turned this
Yeah.
on.
I like this.
I put this on the list to try to find.
This looks good.
Yeah, definitely
See how
check it
spiky
out.
this is? My dog likes to lay on this,
There you go.
on top of the spikes.
Oh
What
wow!
system is this for again?
This gives them a little
PS2.
massage, a little
PS2,
doggy massage.
yeah.
Yeah, this one was for the PS2, the Xbox, and the GameCube. But it looks cool, though. Looks very
Does
much
look
like
good.
Mario Kart. And it's got these little cute cartoons, too, cutscenes.
I'm gonna
Like
add
it.
this on the once I get through these new ones. I'm gonna put this on the
Yeah.
list.
This
Now,
looks
that is a
good.
mustache right there.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Gotta get
Oh,
yourself
you
one of
go.
those.
Different maps as well. Now we're in the
Yep.
yeah. Now we're in the desert. Like it.
Oh, wow.
like
I got a
I'd
whole
like
bunch
to
of...
fly the magic.
Whoa!
I'd like to fly the magic carpet. That looks cool.
That must be their capture? I don't know what just did that, but that was incredible. Do you see how it's glitching? That's really weird.
Are you on about the graphics at the top?
Yeah.
That's,
I'm in the
that's what I
background.
was saying just now. I think
Okay.
I think they're trying to create kind of a motion blur effect on the cheap. So if you're
Gotcha.
Terrible.
playing, you're not looking. You're just getting the effect of it in the kind of peripheral vision. So
Gotcha.
I think that's by design.
No.
Well, I've never seen this, so I'm going to actually research it because this game does look interesting to me. Very cool.
I like it. Like that one. Freaky Flyers.
Absolutely.
Oh, Delta Force. Loved the Delta Force. This one, Black Hawk Down, Team Saber. There's a couple of these white label releases for Windows in the UK. I don't know anything about that. Maybe Rokk
No, I
can
don't. No, I
shed
haven't
some
heard of
light
that
on the
before.
white label release. I don't know what those are.
Not
Yep,
until
now-
2005.
I found the white label release for us to check out. But keep in mind that this is from 2005, and it is a shooter. but it was incredible for when it had its day.
There's been a few Delta Forces. I remember playing a bunch of them.
But this is Delta Force Black Hawk Down Team Saber walkthrough. To be fair.
Mr. Urban World.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry, Miz Tracey.
I was showing off. It's okay.
I do care. I commented on it. That's not fair. I said it was over a doggy massage. See, again, graphically, this looks really good.
Yeah, I agree with you.
This is PS2 as well, is it? Oh no, this was Windows, the white label,
yes.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and always going from console to Windows, especially back in the day, you couldn't get the textures and all the stuff you could get from a PC.
No, for sure.
It looks really good for 2005, though, to be honest.
It does look, yeah. I love the way that the colors degrade as it goes off into the distance, giving that kind of 3D depth. That looks really nice.
Like this was the birthplace of games like Breakpoint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Like
And now you can land and see as much detail as you want up close. And then when Unreal 5 comes out and they use it to all of its potential, it'll get even better, man.
Imagine.
It's an incredible time to be a gamer.
I remember thinking that 20 years ago, though, like, oh my God, can you believe these graphics? They're amazing. They can't get any better than this.
Yeah. I felt that way with Mario 64. I was like, how are they gonna make this any better? And they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Miss Tracey, your grandkids is going to be implanted right in their heads.
Right?
So, they're going to be like, oh my God, you had to use your eyes before? What was that?
That's what we did. I have teenagers now, but we made them start with, I think it was the SNES, and work their way up so that they could experience everything on the way up and not, like you always say, not see it with today's eyes.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I always played the old, because I've always been retro, so it wasn't retro then, but when my kids were young, we used to play a lot of the old stuff, including music. They like a lot of the old 80s, 70s, 80s music, because that's what I would listen to in the car.
I was so happy to hear my kid rocking out to AC/DC the other day.
Which song?
For those about to rock.
Nice.
See, I rock out to Mozart, but that's just me.
So we're going back to the 90s, folks. Star Ocean, the second story, not the first.
What was the first story? I don't remember the first story.
Star Pond.
Star Large Lake.
Yep. Oh, this is going back a little bit, isn't it?
Oh, Makoto.
Back in the
Yamamoto.
PlayStation when the credits would appear at the beginning.
Yeah, they would do that.
So glad it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
This has got to
was
be a
the other thing.
grand story then. Oh, yeah, it'll be an RPG. Okay, that
And
makes
then they
sense.
went and spoiled it with the anime.
Another recent conversation with my kids was explaining, like, why are we watching the credits at the beginning of the movie? Like, that's what they used to do.
So true.
It's the reverse Marvel. They put the credits up and then the movie.
Yeah.
Reverse Marvel.
There we go. Yeah, I missed this title. I never checked this one out. It looks like it would have been up my alley. I probably would have liked it.
The problem with back then, it may not have never made it to your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Just because the
That's
game
true.
was out in your country doesn't mean,
It gives
Yeah.
me
it
Final
got
Fantasy
shipped
vibes.
wherever you were living at the time, right?
That's true.
That's very true.
It may have only been in some of the bigger cities or even just New York, LA. It may not have made it to your, cost a lot of money to make discs back then and ship them around and,
It did.
so things
It
just
did.
may not-
Nintendo, a matter of fact, Nintendo had all the say in the world on how many actual games would be produced and all that stuff.
They might have been taking a flyer on one of these smaller games and maybe only produced, you know, a few
This
hundred
looks
thousand.
good, actually.
The way your character runs into the background's
Yeah.
very interesting.
The
I hadn't
3D
seen that
is,
before.
is
Yeah,
actually pretty advanced. Yeah.
yeah, it's like 2D animations in a 3D scale, kind of. It's interesting.
Yeah. And what's interesting is you see a lot of games that emulate that these days, don't you? A lot of sort of 8-bit
Yes.
type games. Some
Like,
really successful ones.
Octopath Traveler does that.
That's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought initially when they were going up to that large gate. I thought this kind of reminds me of Octopath. See, that was too long. That's why I can't read the credits. That was too long. Go and break it up into smaller sentences, Paul. What the hell's wrong with you?
That's like 7 whole lines in the chat.
Here's an easy one.
That's much better.
Yeah, this game looked really cool, man. I completely missed that one.
It genuinely does look good.
Yeah.
That does look good. King's Quest.
King's Quest, the quest for the crown.
Version 1.0.
2001, you didn't have a king, but, you know.
Yeah, see, they were really hoping there would be more versions, weren't they?
Now, I could not find
commission.
I could not find King's Quest on PC. I could find it on the Master System, though. Now, is this the exact same game as the PC? I'm not sure, Jeff, but this is what I found. Check this out.
What day are we on?
It's from '89, so I think it's the right one.
What day are we on? 8th, 9th? We're on the 9th, right?
What day? You mean
August 9th?
8701.
July.
Oh.
Or what?
7th of July. 8th of July. Oh, hang on, I'm giving you the English dates.
I think all that sugar went to his brain.
Yeah.
The door opens. King's Quest.
Some dodgy perspective going on there.
A little bit, Rokk. Look about. I love all those options they give you.
Bow to large space. King.
Yeah. I'm gonna back that up for just a second. I want to see that. There we go. So you got duck, jump, look about, swim, climb, pause, quit, speed, status, whatever. That's incredible. All the options they'd let you have back in the day. Bow to the king. See what the world looks like. Oh, you just kind of like E.T. You kind of wander from screen to screen.
Ah, yeah. What was this? What was the platform?
This is the Sega Master System.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like the Black Cauldron game that was initially
Yeah.
PC. There you.
Yeah, I think it's the same game from my research.
Okay.
Looks like the same game.
Yeah, it looks interesting for sure. I don't think I will ever give that a play, but
No. Moved on too far from there, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me come down here. Boom.
To Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the Sega Saturn.
Ooh.
Absolutely, man. I loved the Dreamcast. I did not have a Saturn, but the Saturn kind of got the short end of the stick by Sega. They released the Saturn, and within a year, they're like, here's the Dreamcast. And the Dreamcast was like leaps and bounds over what the Saturn was.
Wow, you'd be gutted.
Has
Ray got a Saturn? Has Ray got a Saturn?
I believe he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I would be gutted if I went and bought a $200 console. It was brand new, and then within a year they had a brand new one, and the games weren't compatible.
Can you imagine if they did that now?
Yeah.
People would freak out. People would freak out.
1996.
There we go. And I believe this had 1, 2, and 3 on it.
Yes, yeah. It's the whole trilogy.
Skip ahead to some fighting.
Oh, No textures on this dude.
Nope. Noob Cybot. He's a special character in
Look at the blood.
say
These
if
are
it,
literal cutout video clips, look.
that is a lot of excessive blood, isn't it?
They've literally videoed some guy and then just cut the animation in. Love it.
There's your finisher.
Yep.
There's
the brutal ones. I feel like I played the Saturn longer than a year. You may have, Anthony. But they sold the other one, Dreamcast, right on top of it. They really did.
When did Mortal Kombat first come out then? I didn't realize it was that old.
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
93 or 4?
Wow.
Well, if the trilogy came out, was it 96? I don't know. Now I gotta know.
Yeah, me too.
Well, pull up your Bing browser. Pull up your favorite browser and go to Bing. Bing.com.
92.
Bing, what's that?
Yeah.
That's what the best thing to use is Bing. You can get free Xbox points
Oh.
by searching.
I didn't know that.
If you hook up your
Wow.
Microsoft Rewards account to it,
Dang,
every time you
nabbit.
search, you get points toward whatever.
Hey,
you want.
I was
I've never
close.
even spent my points.
It was
Ask Jeeves.
October 8th of 92.
Ask Jeeves, that was the one.
Oh my god, Ask Jeeves.
Oh yeah.
Is that still there?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
is now just ask.com.
Oh yes, that's right.
But yeah,
Didn't you-
Mortal Kombat 3 was my absolute favorite. This guy's killing everybody with his noob Cybot. That's what he's
Yeah.
doing.
That must be Mr. Lewis and one of his cheats.
His invisible car.
I could
Goro wasn't the pain in the butt. Shang Tsung was the pain in the butt, if I'm remembering correctly, because he would
Okay.
constantly shapeshift into somebody else.
You
He'd
can get
cheese you a
cream-
little bit.
You can get cream for Shang Tsung on your butt. You know that, don't you?
There were a lot of good games that came out on August 7th. There was I had a lot to choose from that day, and I ended up with that.
Yeah.
You picked some good ones. This last one here, I didn't even know was on Atari. I was actually looking for PS3. I got it confused with a different game is what I did. But I thought for sure that was on the PS3 or the PS2.
Hang
But-
on, they were releasing games for the Atari 2600 by it, still up to 2003.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Must be homebrew or something.
Yeah.
Where did you find that at, Jeff?
It's another typo. He's going to say, sorry, it's 83.
Well, see,
Yeah,
now,
it's
I
83.
now I have to fact check myself.
You are, because that's not 03, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's a definite 2003. Look at it.
Oh,
So-
Loki 6 says spelled noob Sabot backwards. Tobias. Boone.
Tobias Boone. Aha.
Yes. Yeah, one of the developers, yeah. Yeah.
Aha.
And you could also get, they had a toasty, like a, yeah. There's a lot of cool, interesting stuff with Mortal Kombat.
Excuse me.
But here is, what was this called, Jeff?
Rush Hour Atari 2600.
That would be
Imagine
it.
in 2003 picking this up.
Coma Vid Inc. October 9, 2003, published by CGE Services Corporation.
Racing mixed with Space Invaders or what?
That's kind of what it looks like.
Wow. If I gave this
Unless-
to my kids in 2003, they'd throw it back at me.
What do you got on the screen? I was just double. Yeah, can you go back to the beginning? Does it show the cover art? Yep, that's it. Yep,
Wow.
that's it. Yep, that's it. Yep.
1983, so it was a typo.
Ah.
Not
So
a
is-
zero.
What is the
Nope, the my information says 2003.
Yeah,
No,
you're wrong.
we definitely
Maybe it was
believe you.
re-released.
Get rid of your information. They could have brought it out again, couldn't
do
they?
you have the description of the game?
Of
It's rush hour and you're in a hurry, but there's a major traffic jam. You race along the 5-lane highway in control of your car, equipped with weapons, on a mission to destroy certain carrier cars which are causing traffic jams. You must weave in and out of
A little
traffic
harsh.
at high speeds, blasting slow-moving cars in your... I wish we could do that in real life.
Right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
that is
that's what
hilarious. They didn't like make them
Barricade,
enemy
nails,
cars,
oil
not
No.
enemy cars, not villains. Just
They're
hey,
not
they're
even
slowing
shooting
us
at you or
down.
anything. Yeah.
No, that's what I was finding, because it seems like for games we're taking inspiration from the real, like what you want to do in the
Right.
real world. I think that's kind of interesting in this one.
And I think that's very much where like they got the
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto series, you know, where you could get out of your car. Or like the original one was top down, you know,
Yeah.
very different than this, but
Hmm.
made me think of a little bit.
600 connection.
What was that film with? What was he called? What was it called? Rush Hour or something? Where he got out of a jam and started beating everybody up. And what was the dude who?
Oh
married
no
Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Was it Falling Down with Michael Douglas?
Yes, Michael Douglas. Thank you.
Yeah,
That
where
was the one.
he kind of has like a midlife crisis in the middle
Yeah.
of traffic, and it's really hot, and his fan stops, and he's
He's
like,
not
"Oh."
happy, is he?
Yeah, he's had enough. By the end, he's carrying around a briefcase and an Uzi. So that's all I'll
Yeah.
say. So check that movie out.
That was
Yeah.
kind of that's a good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Jeff, do you have anything else you'd like to share with us, sir?
Kit Kat.
He's not paying attention.
Not. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. How do you redirect me there to some Sketchyville website? 2600connection.com is letting me down.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. I don't even want to know where you're going.
Oh, hold on. Rush Hour was developed in 1983 by Comavid Inc., but never released. Around 2002, CGE Services acquired the rights to the Comavid catalog, and the game was released with several major glitches fixed at the Classic Gaming Expo 2003. Mic drop. Don't quit.
Where it
That's why it
sold
was so
13
terrible to
copies. Where it sold 13 copies, and then
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
yeah, who has the, like, can you imagine, hey man, we just released a new game, here's all your Atari cartridges. Well, where am I going to stick it? How am I going to play it? Like, nobody has an Atari anymore. I guess I have to build a Lego one.
Nice.
That was a great. That's what she said joke right there.
I was
SPG.
thinking too.
Where am I
Hard to
going to
resist.
stick it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I knew it was up there.
I have an idea. Oh man. PurpleHaze and Rokk, thank you so much for joining us today. We're not exactly jumping off yet, but let everybody know what you're going to be up to and where they can find you. I think that would be amazing, so people can check out what you're doing next. Starting with you, Purple. What's going on in the life of PurpleHaze?
Yeah. So later today, I'll be playing Little Nightmares 1. I streamed Little Nightmares 2 a few months ago, but I'm going to start playing Little Nightmares 1. Shades of Purple coming up. I have Chat Stadia as my guest. I co-host a show at Lo-Fi Monk on Fridays, and then next week have a game review with a couple of you all on this channel. So looking forward to that.
Most excellent. Rokk, how about you, sir?
Most excellent, dude. We've got a Stadia Rock show coming up on Tuesday. I've got to work out when and who I'm going to do an old game and new tricks with. I've been trying to. Jeff, yeah, no, well, you and I, we'll be two old gamers teaching each other old tricks. I mean, maybe that's the sequel.
I got a different title. No, never mind.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my.
Two old guys yelling at the cloud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the two old Muppets shouting at games. That should be us.
Grumpy old
That'll be a
men.
whole other game. Grumpy old gamers.
There you go.
That's the one. What was that? Walter Matthau and Jack
Grumpy
Lemmon.
old men. Yeah.
That was superb.
Those were great movies.
Fantastic.
Grumpy and grumpier. I love the oldest guy, Walter.
Matthau. Matthau.
His dad in the movie is so funny. The old
The
guy.
little old Jewish guy.
Yeah,
They're
he's
just
so funny.
fantastic movies. Absolutely brilliant. And what were they called, Jeff? What was the?
The grumpy old men.
Well, I don't know, it was
Or
older
are you
ones.
talking about the Muppets?
No, not the Muppets.
The
Anyway,
Muppets.
moving on. So I've been trying to stream every day. I didn't last week so much, but I will be again this week. So it'll be on and off Stadia and other platforms, depending where you find me. And that's it until the middle of August, when there's another new show coming out. But I won't say much about that just yet. It's too new. It's embryonic.
This is really exciting.
Call that a
Twitter feed
tease in
has
the
to be-
biz, folks. That's a tease.
Watch this space.
Mr. Urban World, I tend to differ with you. He said the most brilliant movie of all time is Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh,
Dude,
I don't
there's
know
my
about
donkey.
Yeah. Actually, if you want to be let down a little bit, if you like the original movie Joe Dirt, go watch Joe Dirt 2 on Netflix. It will disappoint you a little bit. just a little bit. Joe Dirt.
Well, with a review like that.
Jeff, it was The Odd Couple. The
Odd
Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple. Right. Yeah.
Now, they were good films. Do we say films anymore? Do people know what I'm talking about when I say films?
I like the TV series better than the movies.
Oh, the TV series was great. Yeah. Superb. Yeah. Do you remember
You don't
Planet
know
of
what
the
you're
Apes?
talking about. You gotta.
I used to love those movies.
Did you ever see the TV series though, William?
The TV series.
Ah.
Did it just have 2?
What?
Or was it? No, I guess
What,
I didn't.
Apes?
Yeah.
Well, that would have been rubbish.
Well,
Planet of the Two Apes.
Well, they did one of the Planet of the Apes movies where there was only 2 apes and they were in the future. Or
in
whatever.
the future of, but in our time, right?
Yeah,
that was Galen or Cornelius and Zira. But in the TV series, no, it's 2 humans that literally get stuck in the future in Planet Apes. But yeah, it wasn't so good, sort of the masks and stuff, but it was okay. It was good for a 7-year-old kid.
We didn't care about that stuff back then.
No,
My favorite one was Battle Beneath the Planet of the Apes or whatever. That was one when I was a little kid. That was one of my favorites.
Don't forget, we used to watch these in black and white. So
yeah, we didn't have
like
color
you
tellies.
people in your color.
You used to watch it on your radio, Jeff. What are you talking about? You'd use that graphics card of yours.
Hello, London calling.
I remember when you were on Purple Show and you guys were talking about, color TV shows. It's like you don't know until you've watched stuff in a even color. We'd still watch them on a black and white TV. That's all we had, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. Yeah, I did, Paul. They were my favorite films when I was a kid, the Planet of the Apes movies. I adored them.
Yeah, the first one was my absolute favorite. Damn you!
Dirty! Get your paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Yeah, Charlton Heston was amazing.
Iconic line.
Yeah, and then he became the cult figure for the NRA, and it kind of didn't work so well from then on. But
no, and it didn't. I remember Clint Eastwood talking to an empty chair too. It didn't quite work either. But...
No, he's still going. What is he? 117? How old is Eastwood?
He's still kicking, man.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's interested, if you like the old westerns with Clint Eastwood, look up Clint Eastwood and his son. They are so like mirror imaged for him being old and his son being so young. He could redo all of his movies today. Every one of them, redo them. Like
Jeff, do you remember they used to say Clint Eastwood was Stan Laurel's son?
Oh yeah.
David will take offense to that.
David will take offense to that. Yeah, he is related to Stan Laurel.
SVG, make us big again.
Oh yeah, make us big.
Oh yeah. I'm a genius. There we go. We were just staring at Jeff's tweet. We don't need to do that anymore.
Exciting.
Well, all right.
We missed out on a whole. That's what she said there, Purple, didn't we? The whole.
You did.
Rock, that's on a different show on a different platform.
But your OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Like I usually say whenever Jeff says something or I say something and he goes, "That's what she said." I say, "Yep, just not to you, Jeff. Don't worry."
That's what I say. That's what you wish she said.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. I should have done this.
Said.
I should have done this before, but I'm a little slow, folks. Miz Tracey, go ahead and tell people where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing. Oh, That was not intelligent. There we go.
Sure. Hi. So, I'm gonna be on Twitch mostly. I mean, I post on all the different social media. Words are hard. But you can find me doing 7 Days to Die, Ark. We're gonna play Grounded tonight. Doing some more Stray, some Valheim. I play a big variety of stuff. You can usually find me every day except for Monday and Wednesday at 9:15 p.m. Central. I know that's a weird time, but that's when I can get my kids out of the way. So, yeah, mostly lately we've been doing a lot of 7 Days to Die. So, chat can interact in that game. You guys can spawn zombies or loot and stuff on us. It's a lot of fun.
Do you have another one coming up?
Yeah, it's next 7 Days to Die. I'll be playing it solo on Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights I'll be playing with my crew.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Jeff, I'm going to make you go full screen for a moment. You had to warn the audience.
Warn the audience when you're doing that. I just posted a YouTube short about my new game, so go and check that out. I will tweet it out shortly. I will be doing a video series and unboxing about if no one has been able to guess what this is.
Well, all I'm saying is that if it's a G string, I want a refund. Okay.
No clothing, but I gotta get butane for one of the items in here.
Oh, that's right. It's flammable.
Yeah, it is flammable. And then I've got a special stream tomorrow night. We're going to be doing a Mr. Lewis free Fast and Furious and Monster Jam 2 show.
Are you telling me you're going to be streaming not Too Fast and definitely not Furious, and you're not inviting the champ?
Exactly. Correct. Because we want to make it fair and non-cheating. I may not even invite a certified hacker either. And then Wednesday, we're back to doing some Crata. There is no retro stream next Friday because official move-in day is supposedly Saturday. So I need to get things clean and organized after the contractor leaves Friday night, and get ready for the move and stuff on Saturday. So no retro stream this week because house duties are taking over. And then next week after that, we'll be back to a regular schedule.
Sorry, I just wanted to keep this title up here just a little bit longer, Jeff.
Woo! And those shows, that YouTube short I just put, it is adequate, let me tell you.
Well, are you telling us what it... Never mind. I thought you were telling us what you look like in a Speedo.
Salami distributor.
No.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and have you, Purple, and you, Rokk, do it again. I'm sorry. I should have made you guys
don't make me full screen.
No, you don't want to go?
Oh, no, I don't mind Purple going full screen, but nobody wants to see Bella flipping Lugosi here, do they?
You guys are so awesome. Thank you guys.
You're not on his 4K stream.
Oh, yeah. No, we can't have 4K on Melon.
No, but imagine if you were on 4K.
I know.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
You'd think the better the resolution, the better the image.
I meant for myself, to be clear, not for you guys. Like I don't want better resolution. Like I have my own stream set a little bit lower than it needs to be.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to see this hot mess. And
spray your lemon Vaseline. That's the way to do it.
Hey, Jeff. Oh, never mind. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much, Rokk and Purple, for making the time to join us today. It was so much fun. I appreciate you guys so very much.
Oh, thank you for having us, and I love all of y'all. So thank you again.
Awesome, and thank every one of you for hanging out and joining us for season 2, episode 10 of Retro Rewind. And we will all see you guys on the next one. Later, guys.
2 weeks. Bye, guys.